Hello everybody. Today I'll be going through my project 1 for CS424 in which we explored the different energy sources that are used in the United States and how much of each energy source was used from 1990 to 2019. So as you can see over here, what we have first is a simple line graph which shows the percentage of each energy source. So in the beginning, we see that coal is high up. 50% of all energy generated in 1990 in the United States was coal. But steadily, we notice that eventually there is a decline around 2008, and that decline has been very steady and has kept on going. And naturally, the amount of energy I doubt changed, and as we'll see, that actually increased. What we notice here is that the wind, or excuse me, natural energy increased. And over here we see the exact numbers of how much energy was generated for coal and natural gas, and they match as both of them around 2015 they meet, and natural gas's usage goes up while coal goes down. Now, the bar graphs give a much nicer overview of the data because here we see that there has been a steady increase of how much energy is being used in the United States. But what's interesting is that the coal itself, or the energy that is generated through coal, has been steadily decreasing. And the same idea over here, we can notice that from 2008, it's been steadily decreasing, and the difference is magnified in if we look at the percentages for each specific energy. So right over here, there is a steady decrease. So from 2008 to 2019, there has been a steady decrease of the coal, while natural gas as an energy source has been increasing. Now, the next section of this, well, a couple features over here, if we notice, we have the ability to focus on different ones. So let's say we want to see coal and we want to see natural gas. Those were the two biggest ones. Then we can see that there is a big difference that happens. And the same idea can be applied over here, where it updates naturally. And we see that there is that difference where they intersected, and then coal passed on. Now the same idea is for the table, so all three of these are controlled by these small tick boxes. So if we want to see all of them, we could just select all of them and it overrides all of these. So over here we see which energy source and how much of it was used, and so on from 1990 to 2019. Now let's say you want to compare only a couple of them. Let's say you want to see coal and you want to see maybe petroleum. Then those two are shown on over here. These are the actual generated numbers, and then on the right we'll see the percentage wise. So let's say coal and natural gas are the most interesting ones. So in 1990, the percent for coal was 52% and natural gas was only 12%. However, if we go all the way down, then we see that there is a distinct difference. The coal is now 23 and natural gas is 38% of all of the energy used in the United States. Now, if we go to this part, what we see over here in 3, 2, 1, boom. We'll see over here, we can see multiple graphs, and it's actually divided into two zones. So this one is one zone, and this is the second zone, where we can compare. So on the left, we see all of the information about a specific state. In this case, it's Illinois. And on the right, we see all the specific information about the US total. So let's say we actually want to compare Florida to, let's say, Arizona. Then we're able to see that, and everything is updated in real time. So we could see right over here, natural gas in Florida has increased a lot, much more than compared to 1990, and that's shown in the percentage wise as well. And if you'd like to see a table, all the tables are below as well. And lastly, this is the maps. So what you're able to see coal, and you're able to see a specific energy and a specific year, and we'll see over here all of the different data. And so the left one shows the actual numbers, we see 120 million. And on the left, on the right, we'll see the percentages. So if we select the same thing, then we'll see how much percent for each state it was shown. Now, a couple things to note, or interesting things that I found, was one thing was the usage of geothermal energy, where in 1990 it was very little, and 2020, 2019 it's still very little, but a lot of it is on the West Coast. So it's a good, interesting thing to ask, like, why is it on the West Coast and why have other people not necessarily started using it? And some other things, if we'll go over here uh, and we go to Kentucky, then what we see over here is, I was very surprised to see it, that they had their energy source is basically coal, and it has not changed from 1990 to 2019. If we notice, if we look at the line graph for the percentages, it's very close to 100%. And it may be decreasing now with an increase of natural gas, but a lot of it is just from coal. And on the other hand, on the right, we'll see the numbers for California, and California has literally basically no coal at all. And I was surprised to see that this actually is something consistent from 1990 to 2020. So this was an interesting contrast from two different states in the United States. And that is pretty much everything from stuff that is interesting. Thank you.